Today, I'd like to talk about what I think is Scout's most underrated weapon, the Mad Milk. Outside of it being a reoccurring joke in the community, it has a lot of untapped potential. And I mean, come on, it was banned from comp for a reason. The Mad Milk is a basic concept on paper, but it does have some hidden depth. The major negative to the Mad Milk is its 20-second cooldown. If you constantly throw it like an idiot when it's available, then you'd be waiting for it much more often than genuinely benefiting from it. A way to work around the initial cooldown is by extinguishing a teammate. It'll decrease your cooldown by 20%, which will put your cooldown at a much nicer 16 seconds. A quick side note is that the buff doesn't stack, so extinguishing 5 teammates will still only give you that 20% reduction. Once thrown, it'll leave an enemy in what is debatably milk its comp for 10 seconds. That debuff can be shortened though. If the medic is healing your victim, then they'll only be sodden for about 2.5 seconds. Some other ways you can remove the Mad Milk are going for a swim, touching a resupply cabinet, charging its demo, or that I already mentioned healing sustainability. And a more underrated stat for the Mad Milk is that when an enemy is covered, 60% of any damage you deal will be returned to you as health. If you land a full 105 damage meat shot, you'll be given a free 63 health.
How gluttonous.
And the best part is, even your teammates can take advantage of this, making it an incredible support item. Another downside to the Mad Milk is you're trading a damage dealing secondary for it. So when you miss all of your shots, because you will miss, then you have no reliable backup damage dealer at your disposal.
Can I throw the milk yet?
No. Because of the long cooldown, you can't throw endless party favors at enemies. So how do you use this thing? Well, for one, you need to pick your targets.
I don't want to do that.
If one enemy sniper crosses your path while on the flank, it's better to kill him and save your milk than wasting it on one target. But a heavy medic combo? Now this would be a better situation to use it in.
Why?
Which I'll dive deeper into later. Another example is a large group of enemies, giving your team more survivability in any push, attacking a nest, or cucking any spy in the server. If a spy cloaks while covered in milk, you'll still be able to see that sexy Frenchman and where he's heading. Speaking of teammates, another great utility is extinguishing them when they're set ablaze, and can objectively save your teammates when they're dying of afterburn. My counterpoint? I'm playing Scout. Man, ain't nobody give a fuck. And for 2, which doesn't apply to this video, but I have to mention it, Mad Milk is amazing in MVM since it slows robots and your team benefits from the health gain too, or something like that. But I don't want to talk about MVM, so I'll save that for some other time.
Low-key, I probably won't.
Now, what weapon best pairs with the milk?
Probably the Force of Nature.
You may think the Force of Nature would be the best pick.
I just said that.
But you'd be wrong. The Force of Nature isn't the strongest pick because of one simple thing: reloading.
Reloading?
The Mad Milk rewards consistent damage and staying in the fight. Now don't get me wrong, the Force of Nature is Scout's strongest damage dealing primary, but what it lacks in is consistency to continue doing that damage.
I love the Force of Nature.
Taking the time to reload mid-fight is crucial time that can get you killed. That doesn't mean it can't be effective, but when you miss one of your only 2 shots, it drastically decreases your chance of winning an engagement. The Soda Popper comes with the same drawbacks too. Even with the added bonus of being able to be more unpredictable with more movement, if you miss those shots, you aren't going to have the advantage of having a bigger clip and can be punished for it. So what does work? My personal answer is the scattergun and the shortstop. Both are able to apply pressure without having to constantly reload. The only reason I'd pick the scattergun over the shortstop is simply because it rewards a more aggressive playstyle than the shortstop does. The shortstop, on the other hand, is a great way to play with your team. Go in there, throw the milk, and back off to shoot enemies at a longer range, promoting a safer, more team-oriented playstyle. So if you're playing Scout more traditionally, like using the flanks to catch unsuspecting enemies off guard, or pushing players that push without their team, then I think the best choice for you is the stock scattergun. But if you want to be a more supportive teammate and play around them, then I recommend the shortstop. And if you seriously think the backscatter or the babyface's blaster is a good idea, then here's a picture I'd like to show you. But in all honesty, the primary isn't what matters the most in this case. With it being a support item, you're going to be playing around your teammates more often while trying to maximize its usage for the whole team, not just yourself. Using the Mad Milk is pretty much the same with any of Scout's primary weapons, unless you're fighting a heavy.
Hey, good day, pancakes!
Heavy does this thing called damage, and he's pretty good at doing it too, especially to the twink that is the Scout. I mean, he even has a weapon made to directly counter the Scout, and is possibly another video that I may be working on for the future.
But Heavy is also incredibly tanky too. Big surprise. The guy called Heavy has a lot of health and can take as much punishment as he deals it out. Why am I bringing this up? I don't know. Well, because even with all that damage, all that health, Heavy will fall victim to a scout using the Mad Milk. Remember how I was talking about how the Mad Milk rewards staying in the fight? Heavy is the easiest class to constantly hit, which makes turning one of his biggest strengths into an incredible weakness for us. Keep in mind though, if he's being healed by an enemy medic, the milk will only last 2.5 seconds, which can put you in a more vulnerable state when the milk wears off. But land all of your shots, and that means one of the most fragile mercenaries in TF2 can go toe-to-toe against one of the strongest. And this is that hidden depth I was talking about. While I was making this video, I came to discover how powerful the Mad Milk can actually be when you use it as a support item. Plus, it's pretty funny that the Strange calls Sodden enemies victims, almost like it's traumatizing for the mercs to get hit by it. I think it's one of Scout's least talked about secondaries, even with it being so strong. And I wish more people would be open to discuss the many nuances that it comes with. I find the concept of the weapon to be one of Scout's most interesting, simply because it forces you to adapt a completely different playstyle than the norm, and that brings a whole new level of enjoyability to the class for me. And I can't imagine myself using another secondary other than the Mad Milk. Fuck this weapon. I hope I could help you see how awesome the Mad Milk can be when it's used as a support item instead of just a throwaway cum joke, even though those are funny. With that though, I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.